Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel where we're about that breaking cycles life. We are yet again at another Thursday, and it's Bible study time, and we're going on to Genesis 39. We have done 39 weeks, guys. We have done 39 weeks. God is good. And this chapter is entitled, in my New King James Version, Joseph a slave in Egypt, and it is none other than 23 chap verses. Okay, so let's get right into it. It says, now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him the bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him down there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all he did to prosper in his hand. So Joseph found favor in his sight and served him. Then he made him overseer of his house, and all that he had he put under his authority. So it was from the time that he had made him overseer of his house that all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in the house and in the field. Thus he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he did not know what he had except for the bread which he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance, and it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph, and she said, lie with me. But he refused and said to his master's wife, look, my master does not know what is with me in the house, and he has committed all that he has to my hand. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept anything back from me but you, because you are his wife. Now then, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? So it was, as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he did not heed her, to lie with her, or to be with her. But it happened about this time, when Joseph went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was inside, that she caught him by the garment, saying, lie with me. But he left his garment in her hand, and fled and ran outside. And so it was, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and fled outside, that she called to the men of her house and spoke to them, saying, see, he has brought into us a Hebrew to mock us. He came in to me to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. And it happened, when he heard that I lifted my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled and went outside. So she kept his garment with her until his master came home. Then she spoke to him with words like these, saying, the Hebrew servant whom you brought to us came in to me to mock me. So it happened, as I lifted my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled outside. So it was, when his master heard the words which his wife spoke to him, saying, your servant did to me after this manner, that his anger was aroused. And Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, and a place where the king's prisoners were confined. And he was there in the prison, but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy, and he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever they did there, it was his doing. The keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it prosper. Okay, so that was a chapter. ah, remember what I spoke about last week? The main issue that I think, breaking this one kind of ripples off into the others. It's lying. Oh my gosh. But lying stems from pride. No joke. And it was lying that caused Lucifer to take one third of the angels out of heaven, because he lied about the character of God. And they foolishly believed his lies. And that caused them to get thrown out of heaven, because they did not seek God for themselves. They did not get to know God for themselves. And then, with listening or they doubted the character that God was showing them, the genuinity of God. They they then turned and believed the lies of Lucifer, because once Lucifer started that lie, right, it's very hard with the pride that he has and the selfish nature that he has and the jealousy that he has. It's so hard to speak the truth after you have lied once. So you just keep lying, and you just went down into a spiral of lies that caused them to get put out of heaven. And now they're running rampant on this earth, trying to bring others with them to hell. You're not gonna get me though. But anyways, this is basically what's happening here, right? It was the pride of Potiphar's wife that caused her to lie. To be rejected causes someone's pride to rise, right? And unless you are really touched by the mercies of God, you will not deal with it properly. So you start to lie, you start to lie, you start to lie, and then you see, she puts an innocent man in prison because her because she was rejected by him. So she lied and said he raped her. I remember once we were having this women's ministry meeting or something, or no, just in the chat they were asking random questions, or it was a Sabbath evening where they were doing a panel discussion. I don't remember, but I remember the question was posed and it was in a church setting, and then they asked the ladies, "Would you like a Joseph or would you like a David?" And you should have seen how many women posted David. So I was like, but David kind of cheated. Like, he had concubines though. And Joseph was faithful. So why? Joseph ran and he was loyal, he was faithful to Potiphar, and then, of course, to his wife. And I'm like, it's because of money. Guys, ladies, please stop demeaning yourself because of money. Money is valuable. But go work and get money for yourself so you don't have to be so dependent and put your value in money instead of in God. Just that piece there, because it's kind of really pitiful to watch, honestly, that you're gonna demean yourself and share and do all these things. And yes, people think like that. Maybe they were saying it like a joke, but I know people in the world think like this, like, because the man has money, I'm going to just allow things. No, 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 no. Do not demean yourself, do not devalue yourself because of something that is tradable. You're priceless, okay? But anyways, um I of course I selected Joseph. Joseph is a good man, right? And let's get back to that. So that is the two, those are two lessons so far. And that is the fact that when God is with you, of course, people are going to come and try to take away that value from you that God placed on you, which Potiphar's wife tried to do by trying to lure him into having sex with her. And if you are not strong with God, you will be lured into it, right? If your relationship with God is not strong, or if you're not adamant on making it strong, then you're going to end up being a David and take someone else's wife, because you were not in your chamber worshiping God. You're on your balcony watching other people's things and putting yourself and making yourself idol and putting yourself in the hands of the devil in terms of making yourself idol, right? So you should have been like Joseph in this case. Guys, men, another call to you. Take how you handle yourself and your boundaries very seriously. I'm not saying you can't have female friends, but let's get it clear. Boundaries are important, okay? Because I know a man and I respect that man so well. He is this elder from Jamaica. Hey, this man, he speaks to women. He he is he is friendly, right? But he's not friendly to the point where the woman that he's speaking to will get confused about how he feels regarding them, right? They all are aware that he has a wife and his wife is well respected and they all know it. I can see it, right? And he doesn't play with his boundaries, and that's a well respected man. He doesn't need to shove them off or be mean. Sometimes, his boundaries may come off as mean. I will not lie. But that's what he said. He's like, sometimes your boundaries, because he was counseling us, of course. He's like, sometimes your boundaries do come off as being mean, but you still have to hold firm to it. But others who actually have a proper understanding, they will understand your boundaries and they won't get offended by it, right? But of course, if somebody actually wants you and they're coming to flirt with you, your boundaries may come off as offensive. That's their own problem, right? And that's how I live my life. Right? Boundaries, 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 boundaries. Very key to any relationship. Any relationship. And that is what Joseph was exercising. That's what David did not exercise. Right? Joseph was exercising. He's like, okay, my first deal is to God. Right? My first honor is to God. And my boundaries come from what God tells me to do, right? So if I am serving God, how is it that I'm supposed to look upon my master's wife and have sex with her? And he said it in the chapter. He was like, everything my master gave me to put ownership on and to take care of, he gave me responsibility, except you, because you are his wife. But this lady, oh my gosh, this lady, she is so prideful and she thinks like she's all that. Girl, humble yourself, okay? That she is pushing herself up on him and he's rejecting her and she's still pushing herself like, girl, chill. And then to the point that she had to now lie and say, oh my gosh, he is trying to rape me, and because she got rejected. Poor thing. But yes, people will do that when you reject them because of what they're doing, right? And that is pride. And then pride goes into lying, and it stems from jealousy, and then it can help with all the other commandments. And of course, if you're not keeping all those commandments, how can you basically keep the Sabbath holy, right? So that's also included. Just saying. So lying, boundaries, guys, those are key. This is key to not do, and this and boundaries, they're key. Let's not show that finger. And boundaries, they're key to make sure that you live healthy lives and have healthy relationships. Okay. And what else? There was something else. Oh, and you see, when you live for God, doesn't matter how much the devil fights you. Just as how this lady put Joseph in prison. Maybe God wanted Joseph there for a reason, so that he could influence those people in the prisons. Never doubt or never look pitiful on what God has, um, on where God has placed you, because there is a reason for you to be there. And you see, the presence of God, the mercy of God was in Joseph's life. So he was able to or the prison keeper saw that in him, and he gave him authority while in prison, right? And he even said it, anything that Joseph was responsible for, he need not look at, because he knows that God is with Joseph. And when God is with you, it doesn't matter how many people lie about you or whatever of the sorts, the presence of God will always emanate. greater than the lies of people. And that's just the facts, right? And that's if you keep your communication with God very, very strong, right? And it said that from start to beginning, whatever Joseph put his hand on, the Lord caused it to prosper. May we have that relationship with God, that whatever we put our hands on, God causes it to prosper, right? I surely pray for that. I surely pray for that. I think I'm in a Job season though, but just saying. I just think I'm in a Job season, and my friends laugh when I say that, but they actually do agree at some point to be like, yeah, it seems like that too. But nevertheless, God is good, right? Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. That's the God I serve. Yes. So, guys, learn these lessons. Stop lying. Freedom is in truth. Okay? Freedom is in truth. And if you're feeling bonded, like you're in bondage, or you're just depressed and just feeling down all the time, maybe just maybe start speaking the truth about life and about yourself and about what God thinks of you, and start valuing yourself just as how God sees you, you know? Just speak truth in everything. Speak truth and stop believing the lies of the enemy, right? Believe the truth of God, stop believing the lies of the enemy. And if you are telling lies, like I told you last week, yes, we all get tempted, but you can still make the choice to speak the truth. Just you can. And then, please, men out there, please be a Joseph. And women, please want a Joseph and settle for nothing less than a Joseph, okay? And keep your boundaries. Boundaries are important, guys. Keep your boundaries secure. Boundaries are important for a healthy relationship, okay? And I will see you on Sunday for Sunday Song Spotlight. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement, and I hope you guys are ready for the day ahead. Now do me a favor and press that like button and subscribe button if you are new, so that we can get more of this positive Christian content out into the world, okay? And I'll link my daily devotional playlist right here and my Let's Talk playlist if you want to tackle some social issues, okay? So have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.